I've been there for my brother through everything, but now he's at the center of a drama tornado.
Get to the eye of the storm.
Get to the eye. I, 26 female, got engaged to John, 30 male, in 2018. We only got married in 2022. I met my now ex-best friend, Sarah, in 2019. My entire family loved her and accepted her as another daughter since she had a difficult relationship with her parents. She had been living with her long-term boyfriend at the time. We did everything together. I trusted her wholeheartedly and even made her the godmother of our son. So when all of this unfolded, to say that I was heartbroken is understated.
Dude, what a way to set up the story.
Yeah.
I'm invested.
By the way, this comes from Different Promise 955 on the OK Storytime subreddit. My brother Gary, 30 male, and I always had a super tight relationship. He had struggled with finding a good partner, and when he finally found the woman we all thought he was going to marry, she cheated on him. Ouch.
Damn.
She had done this in front of me at a church event, so I was the only one who told my brother. At church? Come on, girl.
You don't do the dirty at church.
He had broken things off with her and went through an extremely bad depression. Again, I was there. I was the only one taking care of him. I helped him pick up the pieces, and slowly he got better until he didn't.
OP was the only one taking care of him because no one else knew, or just because no one else was supporting him?
I think no one else was supporting.
Aw, poor brother.
I got home after work one day and found him in bed sick as a dog. It took me a minute. But I realized that he tried to end his life.
Oh, poor brother.
I saved him.
Oh my God.
After that, we got even closer, and I honestly love my brother more than my parents. This was part of the reason why I waited so long to get married. That makes sense. I mean, you were dealing with a lot of really, really hard stuff with your family.
Yeah, to have anyone in your life dealing with suicidal ideation and it to be your brother, that's a huge burden to carry.
Yeah. Fast forward to January 2022, and we had been planning our wedding for that December. My brother was asked to be best man, and my best friend was maid of honor. My fiance and my brother were honestly the best of friends, so it wasn't a push decision on my part. We were a tight-knit family, and we were all happy. Then my brother met his girlfriend, Kim. They had started dating December of 2021, so she was fairly new, but she seemed nice. Slowly, though, we saw red flags.
She seemed nice. They seemed happy.
And only 3 months after the relationship had started, Gary had been in deep debt, drinking more and seeing us less.
Wait, Gary's the brother?
Yes. Okay. I believe so. We kept trying to invite them over, but they would always say no. If they did come over, Kim would ignore us and stare at her phone. She was 20 at this point, and my brother was 28.
Dude, what a huge developmental gap.
I mean,
for
she's
age
20.
gaps, but like 20 is a child.
20 is, and also, I mean, she's around like these, like how old is OP? Probably 30s?
I think so.
I'm assuming something like that.
Early 30s, I think.
Brother Gary is 30 now. 26 and 30. So just like a 20-year-old with kind of a lot of older people.
I was a child when I was 20.
Yeah. All of us had really put an effort to make her feel welcome, but she was ice cold.
Oh.
My son's birthday is in June, and we always plan elaborate parties, so everyone was invited. The day went off without a hitch, but again, Kim was one-sided, giving us one-worded answers and staring at her phone. She just feels very childlike, yeah. Disclaimer, she doesn't have social anxiety, and she was a well-known party girl and had plans virtually every weekend.
She just like didn't want to be there.
She's just like a normal 20-year-old. Gary well, I mean, like not the ignoring, just the party girl stuff.
Yeah. She sounds worse than a normal 20-year-old.
Yeah, no, not the ignoring everyone. That's not normal. That's weird.
Strange.
But like they were like, she was a known party girl and she goes out every weekend. It's like a 20-year-old behavior.
Yeah, that's what Sophia does.
No.
She's in the club.
In the club. No.
That's her club dance.
That's my club dance. Gary started to become less dependent on her, and at the birthday party had engaged with us more than he did in the past 6 months of them dating. Why is he dependent on a 20-year-old? That's embarrassing.
Well, he's dating her.
I know, but like, why are you dependent on a 20-year-old? You're 28. Don't be dependent on a 20-year-old.
What do you mean? What does that mean, dependent?
I don't know. Dependent.
Like emotionally?
I just it said dependent.
Okay.
Like
why are you dependent?
Bro can't do his own thing without her being around.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Friday night. I can't do anything without my girlfriend.
Dude, some people are like that with their relationships.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It is sad. But also, I just think like he's 28 and she's 20, and he's like
he should have his life together.
Yeah.
Sophia's saying
exactly.
Yeah.
That is my point.
Sure.
I got you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Sarah was also there. Her boyfriend at the time was working in another town, so I obviously included her everywhere, even though she didn't need the invite. Finally, Sarah's back in the story. I was wondering when she would show up.
The best friend?
Yeah. She's a super bubbly girl and had an easy time connecting to people. Gary and Sarah had talked for a bit, nothing weird. There was no touching, no flirting, and most of the time it was general conversation when all of us were together. Later that week, Gary told me that Kim was going to visit her parents for the weekend, so he was free for some wedding planning. He came over to our house and we had the best time. Sarah came by a little later, and again, we all just joked, listened to some music options, and decided on a menu for the wedding.
Yo, I'm kind of shipping Gary and Sarah.
I feel like, but they're both booed up.
Oh, Sarah's too?
Sarah has a boyfriend and Gary has a 20-year-old.
What do I always say?
What do you always say?
Swap?
No, don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife.
Oh.
I guess that's the case.
I say just unlink,
Yeah.
relink, and then they could relink.
Exactly.
Yep. And then if you guys don't feel good about it, unlink and then relink back.
Yeah.
Relink.
Just relinking.
Yeah.
You know?
Sarah went home and my brother passed out on our couch. Saturday morning, we ate breakfast and he said that he was going later that afternoon.
Yo.
About 2 weeks later, I got angry messages from Kim asking me if I knew about Sarah and Gary sleeping together. I knew it.
Do you think that's what happened?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Mm.
I was shocked. Where? How? When? I was flabbergasted.
I could tell.
I showed my husband the screenshot of the messages between them, and he was just as sickened by their actions
But do
as
we
I
know
was.
if it's
Do we know for
true?
sure? It turns out that Gary went to Sarah's house that Saturday afternoon and spent the evening.
Oh, I guess it's true.
Doing puzzles.
Doing
Yeah.
puzzles.
What? They were just,
They were just trying to fit
having
the pieces
some
together.
tea and fitting some pieces of puzzles
Yeah,
together.
dude. I do puzzles all the time.
Yeah, that's why you're so tired right now, man.
Okay. All right. My heart broke for Kim. Even though we had no real relationship, it is awful to get cheated on. So I supported her.
Oh.
I phoned Sarah and started screaming at her, asking her what the fudge was wrong with her. She cried and instead of apologizing, asked me to talk to Kim to not tell her boyfriend. Sarah.
Wait, what?
Basically, OP called her best friend Sarah and was like,
Oh.
how could you cheat with Gary, my brother? And then Kim was like, Sarah was like, can you call Kim and make sure she doesn't tell my boyfriend?
Oh, wow.
Audacity.
Yeah, seriously,
Audacity.
man. Audacity.
I told her in no uncertain terms that if she doesn't tell him and Kim does, that is not my problem. I told Kim that if she needed anything, I'm there. I also told Gary that he effed up and he needed to make things right with everyone. Now here's where I apparently am the a-hole. Kim forbade Gary to come over to our house since she believed their chemistry developed there.
Wait.
Kim's staying with Gary?
So Kim forbade
20-year-old.
Yes.
Gary.
Forbade Gary from going over to his own sister's
house. Yes, because he believed that Sarah and Gary's chemistry developed there.
Yeah.
Why aren't you breaking up with Gary? I told Kim that if Gary wanted to come over, he could.
Yeah.
She then told me that Sarah was not welcome at our house. I again shut it down and told her I wouldn't invite Sarah over if Gary was there and vice versa. But it is our choice.
Yeah, it's not
Kim's
Kim's decision if OP's best friend could come over to her house.
Also, like, Kim, just break up with Gary. Why are you staying with Gary? You're 20. You have a whole life to live. I had a long conversation with my fiance, and we decided that our wedding would stay as is. I was fuming at Sarah, but she was my best friend and my son's godmother.
Yeah, also, like, in OP's experience, like, to have your best friend hook up with your brother.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
Not a good look. I completely understood where Kim was coming from, and I asked her if there was anything surrounding the wedding where they didn't have to see Sarah. I wouldn't let it happen. At this point, the only events that were left were our bachelor parties, and it was separate, so it would only be the wedding. I moved the seating charts so they wouldn't be close together. I kept having separate meetings with the groomsmen and the bridesmaids so they wouldn't see each other. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. Kim then said that if Sarah was invited, she would not attend. But, like, you don't like Kim.
Wait, what?
Kim saying that if Sarah comes, she's not going to come.
Yeah.
But you don't like Kim, so, like, does it really matter if she doesn't attend?
Oh.
Like, does it matter?
Mm.
I mean, if you're going to be friends with Sarah, that's your own choice because she's clearly, like, made some morally bad judgments. Moral lapses. But you said you're still going to be friends with Sarah and you don't like Kim. So do we care if she attends?
Yeah, and also Sarah is the bridesmaid.
Yeah, bridesmaid.
So she's definitely coming to the wedding.
I told her that I respected her decision, but I would leave a spot for her just in case. My brother assured me that he would be there, and we tried to accommodate Kim the most. 2 months before the wedding, Gary stopped at her house, and he was just venting about how stupid of a decision it was, and that Kim treats him horribly. I told him that he needed to fix things, and even made her a special bouquet of roses and a bracelet, so that she would know she had some support. This is weird.
It's gonna get weirder.
This is okay. The next day, Kim sent me a horrible message on how I knew she didn't want Gary at her house and how I'm a B-word for letting him into our home after what he did.
Wait. What? Kim was like, you're a B-word for letting your own brother into your house. Own home.
I told her that even though I sympathized, Gary was my brother and he was welcome at our home anytime. We got into a heated argument and she hung up on me. Gary asked what happened and I sent him screenshots, which he read but never replied to. About a week later, I got my hair done and my hairdresser, a party girl herself, sheepishly admitted that she knew Kim was actively cheating on Gary.
No, dude, this just got wild.
She had photos of Kim sitting on some guy's lap and a video of her rubbing herself against him.
Whoa.
How do I know it was recent? She was wearing the bracelet I gave her. And other recent news, you can join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok. Just tap our profile. But we're going to talk before we finish this story.
What the heck?
Why is Kim still here? Bro,
Yeah.
Okay. Ignoring, like, let's say...
No one likes Kim.
Not
even her own partner.
Yeah, let's ignore the fact that Kim fully is cheating on Gary for a second. Just, like, put that to the side. OP never liked Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Count one.
Okay.
OP, it's your house, and Kim keeps trying to tell you
who you can let into your own damn house.
Your house. Count two.
Yeah.
Count three. Why are you trying to apologize to Kim? Like, I'm sorry, I think
she's just trying to be sweet. Like, yeah,
I don't
I'm
know, that's
sympathetic.
weird.
But then, yeah, Kim
It's
is
like,
trying to put boundaries on OP's house.
Yeah. That's your, like, brother's almost ex. I don't know. They're still kind of together. It's weird.
They're very much together.
They're together. They should be exes.
Okay, and then now...
Well, now she cheated.
Yeah.
So it's like you literally... Stop talking to Kim. No one likes Kim. There's more. The hairdresser then told me she told Gary
wild.
and sent him the videos, and
wow.
he said nothing back.
How long ago did she tell Gary?
That's a good question. I decided that this isn't my circus. He knew, and they both did crappy things, so I was going to focus on our wedding. Gary phoned me that night, and Kim was screaming in the background that it was revenge cheating, and she would let him know when she was done screwing the guy in the video.
My God.
Gary told me that
heinous.
Yeah. Gary told me that if Sarah was going to the wedding, he will not.
Wait, what? Why?
Because probably Kim is like, you can't go to the wedding if Sarah's going, because he cheated with Sarah.
I want.
My heart sunk. I cried for weeks, but Gary had blocked me on everything and refused to speak to me.
What? Why is Gary blocking you?
This is someone who literally saved his life.
Yeah,
his sister.
And the one person that supported him
throughout everything.
And also, what did OP even do?
Nothing.
Gary was the one who cheated on his partner with Sarah. And why is that OP's
Well, I feel like that's the thing with people pleasing. Like you jump through so many hoops to try and please everyone, and they're still not going to be happy because they're taking advantage of you. Sarah was aware of everything and decided that she wouldn't attend the wedding. So 2 of the most important people didn't attend. Wait, so Gary didn't come or Sarah? Ugh. Here we are 2 years later, and I haven't spoken to Gary, Kim, or Sarah since. What? Was I wrong for not cutting one of them off immediately? I feel like it was a mess they made, and Kim had no right to tell me to cut Sarah off. But with all of this time passed, I still wonder if I did anything wrong.
I don't think you did anything wrong.
No, you didn't do. Like, you literally just got dragged into this really messy situation.
I don't think it was necessary to cut anyone off. Again, like you said, wasn't
Kim, but yeah.
But I mean, but it wasn't.
But that wouldn't have been OP's decision.
Like OP wasn't wronged in any way by anyone.
No.
Kim was being ridiculous by making requests, but you didn't need to cut her off because of these requests. Just like ignore it.
Yeah.
But no one needed to be cut off on your end. They, in their own mess of relationships, could have cut each other off.
They literally dragged you into it for no reason other than you knew all 3 of them.
Yeah, but I don't know why they're not talking to OP anymore.
It's very
OP
strange.
did not do anything wrong.
Strange. Also, just the fact that Gary's still with this Kim.
And it just makes me sad. And I'm just pissed off because, again, like OP was the only one there for her brother.
They're for all of these people, really.
Yeah, and then her brother's going to cut her off for no reason.
Weird. But that is the end of that story.